All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tapped In. It's just me today because I'm just doing a reaction video, and Bryce is elsewhere doing whatever the hell he's doing. But yeah, so I'm coming at you. If you know anything about me, two quick things: I love wrestling and I love hip hop. So of course, I'm gonna love when they combine and basically two worlds collide. And so that's what we're watching today. I'm watching my man Wrestling Gifts, I believe is the name of the channel. Go check him out. Original video is going to be in the description. The name of this video is called The Best Wrestling References in Hip Hop. So basically, we're going to check this out and see if we can catch all of them. I think I'm pretty knowledgeable in both subjects, so we'll see.
Everything is wrestling. Hip hop and wrestling are
I've heard
one of
this. So everything is everything wrestling. There's this theory out there, right, that you can connect professional wrestling to everything, and basically it teaches the lesson of everything. But yeah,
the same. Just like in wrestling, you gotta get yourself over in the hip hop world. Just like in wrestling,
that's
you got
true.
people playing characters, you got beef, storylines. The
Uh-huh.
audience 1 second loves you, the next second they don't. As ASAP Rocky said,
That's right. And if you're not performing, and wrestling is different because like the powers that be are different, but it's still, if you're not performing, then yeah, the fans, they're not rocking with it.
rap is the new wrestling. What I love about hip hop is the ability for the artists to express themselves. Shout out NWA. It's unlike any other genre. The flows, the beats, the storytelling, the metaphors, rhymes, the double entendres, the references. Hip hop is just so unique and so versatile. You guys know me. I
Yeah,
love to make as many hip hop references in my videos as humanly possible. All eyes on this. Shout out to this artist and so on. Hip hop and wrestling are two of my favorite things. So every time I hear a wrestling reference in a hip hop song, you best believe
who was that?
are two of my favorite things. So every time I hear a wrestling reference in a hip hop song, you best
Yo, let me know who did that. I've never seen that clip.
believe I'm marking the hell out. Wrestling and hip hop go way back. From back in the day when C Murder did the Wolfpack theme song, which to this day is still one of the
Ooh, that's tough. That is a tough picture.
greatest wrestling themes ever, to WCW having the No Limit Soldiers and ICP running around, The Rock and Wyclef Jean collaborating, Run DMC, one of the greatest rap groups of all time, did their own version of the DX theme song, to
That's true.
WWF Aggression, an entire album of wrestling rap songs.
Yeah, I wonder, is this Run DMC was on here? Cool Keith, Method Man, Snoop Dogg. Um, I wonder if they had like, so 3 6 Mafia obviously did Mark Henry's theme song. That one's tough.
How can you forget Trish Stratus' iconic theme song, which was performed by none other than Lil Kim? 3 6 Mafia pulled up to
There we
SmackDown
go.
in Memphis and did a live performance of Mark Henry's theme, and of course, John Cena. I don't have to
John
explain
Cena has a platinum album. Only guy, only rapper ever to drop a platinum album and dip. He hasn't dropped anything since.
that one, do I? Even more recently, you have Wiz Khalifa coming on Raw. You have MGK actually taking a bump and getting powerbombed to hell on a live episode of Raw. And there's just been
That did
so
happen.
much more. Wrestling and hip hop, they just go together. That's why you see so many rappers wearing wrestling shirts, and that's why we also get so many references in the songs. Hip hop is a young genre, and a lot of artists grew up watching wrestling just like you and I. So I thought, why
Yeah.
not take a look into hip hop's love for wrestling
All right, let's
and look
get
back
it.
at some of the best wrestling references in hip hop. Let's get into it. Macho Man Randy Savage is one of the most beloved wrestlers of all time, and
That's
hip hop
true.
loves him. And the
Yeah, they drop him a lot. Randy Savage and Randy Orton.
best part is,
Well, obviously Randy Savage a lot more because you can play with his last name like words wise.
he loves hip hop too. He actually dropped a rap album back in 2003 called Be a Man, and the title track, well, it was a diss track to Hulk Hogan. And when
Yo, I gotta react to that. The Macho Man Be a Man diss track.
I say he dropped bars against Hogan, he dropped bars.
Like I got a disease, dude. Please, your pay-per-view event was a joke.
Oh.
You're avoiding Randy Savage because you know you can smoke. Come on.
Randy Savage wanted all the smoke. Free smoke, free smoke. And just when you thought Macho Man couldn't
Why have I
get more
never heard
legendary,
about that?
here's a clip of 50 Cent meeting Randy Savage and promoting his album.
Right here, you heard me? Snap Savage, boy,
Snap
guys
into a
don't know what
Slim
music is.
That's
Two
tough.
goats, one video. But yeah, hip hop loves Randy Savage. Never forget when Mr. 21 Savage reminded us that indeed his last name is Savage, but no, he is not Randy.
And them drugs come in handy. Last name Savage,
Savage,
bitch, but
but
no, I'm not
not
Randy.
Randy.
There was also Designer and Panda. My personal favorite though is his Flatbush Zombies bar from Michi.
I am like Randy Savage on acid that's very vibrant and classic.
Randy Savage was always very, very vibrant.
Yes, that is. He's probably gonna explain the bar, but if Randy Savage was on acid, that would be crazy.
And you add some acid? Yeah, that's a trip. Remember when the Undertaker streak was still active and every year Taker was having classics on classics at Mania? Good times. Flatbush
Hot take. I'm not even gonna get into it, but Brock Lesnar should have never broke the streak.
Zombies had this one line that never ever failed me to get hype when I heard it.
Cash just put them in the casket like the Taker. 21-0 on you haters. 21-0.
21-0 on you haters. So Nas has been in the game for a long time. His debut album Illmatic, one of the greatest albums of all time, came out in 1994, and he was mentioning wrestlers on that before it was cool. Then you fast forward to 2008, he's still at it.
My president is black, rose gold charms, 22-inch rims like Hulk Hogan's arms.
So we all know Randy Orton's theme song Voices, right? Last year,
Randy Orton is one of the most. I told you, bro. Randy Orton was tapped in. There's a video of him not listening, but they was doing like going around asking what people have been listening to, and he said, well, because Key Glock has a song called Randy Orton. Randy Orton knows about it.
The youngins in the rap game, Polo G dropped this banger line.
Bills got me tripping, I pop backs when they get boring. Now I'm hearing voices in my head like Randy Orton.
Now I'm hearing voices in my head like Randy Orton. If that
There's also a Juice WRLD line. Yeah, I forget. I think he dropped it officially on The Party Never Ends. Says something about in real life, something that Michael Jordan on Instagram. I don't know. He dropped Randy Orton in the same scheme.
doesn't make you want to RKO someone's wife, I don't know what will. Also, let's take a moment and remember this iconic picture for the culture. Lil Uzi Vert loves wrestling and his references are always on point. They're super quick and subtle and they might not be the deepest, but yo, they hit.
I swear I'm a stunner like Steve Austin.
Her ass so fat, it's a miracle. Her last man money hysterical. She from the 619
River Stereo.
Like Jeff Hardy. Do tricks like Matt Hoffman.
Jeff Hardy. How can you forget about Jeff Hardy, bro? Jeff Hardy has probably been, and Matt Hardy as well.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rey Mysterio, and Jeff Hardy. How can you not love Lil Uzi after he just shouted out those three legends? Kanye also had this amazing line describing himself as
Awesome, Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Kanye's rowdy like Steve Austin, and love him or hate him, he is a musical genius. And Steve Jobs was a genius. Here is one of the deeper references that I love, and it's from none other than Lil Wayne, Weezy F Baby. So Wayne has had countless references to wrestlers, but none better than this one.
I'm wild, Drizzy, tough, and the Kid Vicious. The three horsemen, we just need Sid Vicious.
Oh my goodness. I've never heard that. That's tough. First of all, rest in peace, Sid Vicious. I think he died last year. Psycho Sid. That's tough, bro. Let me explain. He's gonna explain, I think.
Then he compares himself and the two other artists that are on the song, Kid and Drake, as the three horsemen, and they just need Sid Vicious to complete the group so they can be like the four horsemen. Denzel Curry is a huge wrestling fan. He even did the theme song for NXT TakeOver last year, so I have to add this one in.
Man, y'all niggas can't see me. Out of my league, you pee-wee. Pocket through Pete Rikishi.
Get it? Cause like Rikishi's,
Rikishi's
big.
large.
Alright. It's simple, okay, I know, but it's fire. The game is the master of name drops, alright? So if you can name drop more wrestlers, I'm down.
Who needs Hulk Hogan when you got Sting on this motherfucker?
This one is elite.
Sting. Who needs Hulk Hogan when you got Sting? I think he's gonna explain it. Basically, Hulk Hogan and Sting. When Hulk Hogan went over to WCW, he switched to. He was a heel, so he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and he was with the NWO.
The NWO was the biggest thing in 96 and 97, and Hogan, he was at the forefront, he was a leader. But who the hell needs Hogan when you got Sting? Man who beefed with Hogan for over a year in the legend.
And if you're talking WCW in general, a lot of people say Hollywood Hulk Hogan was the best thing going, but Sting was definitely, I think, the best wrestler to come out of WCW, and he never even made it to the WWE till like 2016 or 14, I think.
legendary feud. Whenever I hear that line, I just instantly picture Sting coming down the rafters and Hogan just being shook out of his life. The game really went off on that one. Andre 3000 is one of the greatest rappers ever, so it's always a treat to hear a GOAT use wrestling references. What I love about this one is at first glance you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. He gave a shout out to Dusty Rhodes. But the second line where he says, I yell ho, that's also
Oh, Jim Duggan.
What I love about this one is at first glance you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. He gave a shout out to Dusty Rhodes. But the second line where he says, I yell ho, that's also a shout out to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Kurt Angle had one of the greatest rookie years in wrestling history.
Please tell me this is MF Doom on Great Day.
He legit won everything, so it's only right that Doom is gonna leave you mangled and tangled like rookie Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle rookie year. Cookie tear. And Angle like Kurt Angle rookie year. Bro, oh my gosh. First of all, Doom, the way he delivers things are just insane. That delivery, hold on, one more time.
It's just the way the cookie tear.
Kurt Angle rookie year.
If you're like me around my age, there's a good chance you grew up as huge unit fans. And when Lloyd Banks said this, I knew he was a legend.
I think low man, cause I'm flossing bad. I ain't a wrestler, but I put your bitch in the Boston Crab.
I ain't trying to Netflix and chill.
He said I ain't a wrestler, but in a Boston Crab. I could pull up a picture of what a Boston Crab looks like. It's kind of a unique move, and you wouldn't want your girlfriend to be in a Boston Crab by anyone else, to be honest.
Yo man, I'm trying to WWE Network and chill and put your bitch in the Boston Crab. What a beautiful way with words Lloyd Banks has. Okay, let's do some rapid fire.
A sharpshooter, young Bret Hart.
Nice.
Just me and my posse strapped up.
A sharpshooter, young Bret Hart.
A sharpshooter, so basically that was his finishing move, but also he was the hitman, Bret Hart.
Posse, just me and my posse strapped up. Boy, you gotta know the ropes like Ted DiBiase.
Nice, like Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, obviously, was basically a ring general.
Jumping out your window like Jeff Hardy. Pull up
Basically.
on your block, I'm banging out that Nina. I feel like John Cena. All my diamonds Aquafina.
Gangland.
I don't think that has any meaning. I think it just rhymed with smoke perp.
Banging out that Nina. I feel like John Cena. All my diamonds Aquafina.
Gangland with the right hand. Undertaker with the tattoos.
Cyclist Shawn Michaels, and yeah, I like you, but not enough to wipe you.
Did he just put Asher Roth in here? It's alright.
A nigga feel like flossing, a stone cold stunner. Bitch, I'm Steve Austin.
I Jake Snake him, DDT him in mausoleum.
Jake the Snake's finishing move, DDT.
masked up. Rey Mysterio.
Yo, I slayed them C's back in the rec room era. My style broke motherfucking backs like him for terror.
Look, that one goes over my head. I don't know who Ken Patera is, but if I had to guess, he looked old, right?
Slayed them C's back in the rec room era. My style broke motherfucking backs like him for terror.
Ken Patera. Hey, interesting story. I actually have a relative, I believe. His name is Ray the Crippler Stevens. He broke Jimmy Snuka's back in a wrestling match. Look it up.
Richard Vince McMahon, your bitch look like Triple H. Campaign champagne.
Insane.
Terror.
Richard Vince McMahon, your
This is what
bitch look
Triple
like
H looks
Triple
like.
H. Campaign champagne when it's 30 pop off, 40 bang, blood dripping down his clothes, Sky Hall.
Woo, hold
When it's
on.
30 pop off, 40 bang, blood dripping down his clothes, Sky Hall.
Chico, man.
Hey, Charles John Cena shit, I can see the bits in the DMs.
Hip hop loves Ric Flair. Of course, you got the Ric
they
Flair
do. And Ric Flair, yeah, he's the whole song. Ric Flair loves hip hop. You gotta know it.
drip song. You got Pusha T mentioning Ric Flair any chance he can get. Cameron and Killer Mike both have Ric Flair songs. Ray Shremmerd in one song made 3 wrestling references. So that's Shawn Michaels and Edge back to back. And then on the
No, I'm not Shawn Michaels, but I'm breaking hearts, and the way I'm living, it's so rated R. Rated R superstar. Shawn Michaels was the Heartbreak Kid.
same
Tough.
song,
That's
in case
tough.
you haven't noticed, hip hop
Hardy
loves
Boy. jumping off the top, bro.
Jeff Hardy, but who doesn't? Meanwhile,
Right.
in the WWE, Sasha Banks' cousins with
Yeah,
Snoop
this
Dogg, and
okay. This
now
I
she even
remember
has a
this.
Snoop
That was tough when Snoop introduced Sasha in real life. I don't even. It wasn't his song, but he did like a verse. It was tough.
verse on her theme. R-Truth chilled with Tupac back in the day and is still rapping. Envy even
That's a
has a
tough
Snoop verse on
picture.
her theme. R-Truth chilled with
That's
Tupac back
tough. I didn't know that. That is our truth. That is Tupac. That's crazy.
in the day and is still rapping. MVP's theme song by Silk the Shocker was
Still rapping. I might have to listen to
chilled
our
with
truth,
Tupac back in
bro.
the day and is still rapping. MVP's theme song by Silk the Shocker was absolute heat. Wiz Khalifa and
That
John
was.
Cena have 2 songs together.
And yes, okay, I lied. John Cena came back for this, but he hasn't dropped another album.
Now, they might not be the best, but hey, I love John Cena. And I don't care what you say, John Cena's album is a classic, okay? Bad Man, The Time Is Now, What If It
Right
All
Now.
Ended Tomorrow, We Didn't Want You to Know, Right Now. That's an actual classic. Murs is also a huge wrestling fan and actually has a song with John Cena in which John Cena casually throws around a little kid and then FUs Murs into the trash.
Long as I'm breathing, my pockets will swell. Sean Cena's the kid that go through hell for a cell. What?
When you think of
Yeah, okay, that's crazy.
wrestling and hip hop, some names that are synonymous with merging the two cultures are West Side Gun and the whole Griselda gang.
Yes, West Side Gun, yeah, the whole Griselda gang, like you just said. And West Side Gun has, I mean, hella references. I think the album he just dropped literally has Psycho Sid on the cover.
Smoke DZA, Action Bronson, Wale,
Action
JPEG
Bronson.
Mafia, those guys can have their own entire video of their wrestling references and how they connect the culture. They are all legit wrestling fans. I mean, West Side Gun and Griselda, they just name songs after wrestling events and matches. Smoke DZA has entire mixtapes over wrestling.
Another fire song, Elimination Chamber. It's Alchemist produced, Earl's Sweatshirt's on it, and it's got another feature. At the beginning, it's got a little JR snippet. It's fire.
Instrumentals. Action Bronson out here mentioning the most obscure wrestlers that
Very Horowitz rap. I pat myself on the back. See, I don't even.
most people have no clue about. Of course, Wale, you've seen him on SmackDown hosting battle raps.
The
Every
Usos is another. Usos is dropped in battle rap a lot.
year he hosts Wale Mania, and honestly, some of his best songs overall are just his freestyles over wrestling instrumentals. So respect to those guys. I'll definitely be making a separate video on them because those guys are much bigger than just wrestling references. They are just about the wrestling culture. There are just so many ways over the years that wrestling and hip hop have connected. I'm sure I missed some references or missed some moments. I'm sorry, but hey, that's why you're here. In the comment section below, what are your favorite wrestling references in hip hop? Also, just
All right, well, that was it. That was the best wrestling references in hip hop. Once again, shout out my man Wrestling Gifts, for the video. If I had that off the top of my head, some of the best wrestling references. Man, that's tough. Eminem shouted out Bobby Heenan. That was tough. There's an entire song. I don't remember the rapper, but there's an entire song where it's like just wrestling references, and it makes sense, and it was tough. Uh, there was, I mean, he basically covered anyone that I would be thinking of off the top of my head. Let me know if y'all, let me know if y'all want me to react to. He said he's dropping a part 2 of this, so I'll see you check out if he did and if I should react to it. Basically, that's it, y'all. Stay tapped in.